Hi, I'm Cinnamon Cooney, your art Sherpa, and today I'm so excited to show you how you absolutely can paint this gorgeous rainbow tree easily at home. Get your earbuds, get your paint, come back and meet me at the easel right now. We're going to get started. Let's look at the materials that we have today so we can make this fabulous and easy tree. I have a 9x12 canvas board. This is pre-gessoed. It's ready to paint. You don't need to do another thing to it. The paint. I have a dark red, a light red, an orange, a yellow, a green, a blue, a purple, and of course a white and a black. For the exact colors, check the description below if you want to get exactly what I have. Let's start painting in the background. So take your big wide brush that you have. You want a brush that's stiff filament, that's synthetic, not natural hairs or bristles, because you don't want it to pull in too much water. I am going to get it a little bit wet and drag off the extra water off the side of my lid. I'm going to check that on my hand. See, that's not soaking. I'm going to load up on this side of the brush, and then I'm going to flip it over, load up on this side, paint on both sides. I'm going to get a little bit of my black on the tip here and a little bit of my black on the tip here. And I'm going to come over to my canvas and I'm going to make a diagonal brush stroke. Try to go from this corner to this corner is your goal. You don't have to be perfect. It's just what you're trying to do to make that windy day feeling. It's a real easy process to make a windy day feeling. See how I'm letting it be streaky? The streakiness is helping me create my wind. Come here again, load on this side, flip the brush over, load on this side, little bit on the corner here, little bit on the corner here, come back. See how when you make the strokes, it creates the streaks for you and you're not even working, right? Taking these strokes right off my canvas, trying to keep them as diagonal as I can, right? Get a little more paint. We're almost done. Flip and flip. Oh, I put out the right amount of paint. That's always exciting when I do that. Another little bit on this corner, another little bit on this corner, and just come finish this canvas off. We just want to cover all the canvas with paint. There we go. And have it be nice and blustery, right? Feel like a blowing, windy, woo! Sometimes that happens. Happens to everybody. Just don't let it mess with you. Keep going. All right, I'm going to rinse out my brush, dry it off, and put it to the side. I'm going to clean that out really good later. Now, for the next part, you're going to want to dry your canvas really well. I'm going to take some kids' chalk that I run through a sharpener, because you may not know this, but you can sharpen kids' chalk to get a nice point. I'm going to sketch in my hill and my tree and the tree shape real quick, so when I do my Q-tips, I know what it's like. But listen, if drawing is not your thing, don't worry about it. In the description below will be a link to a traceable so you can kind of get that shape in yourself, because it's more important than you paint than you worry about if you're drawing today yet or not. You can always learn to draw. It's really fun. All right, I'm going to come from about 3 inches on the left-hand side up and make a little mark. And I'm going to come over to, if you think about it, like 4 fingers over from the side, a few inches, and I'm going to make a wandering downhill. My hill's going to wander down. That's where this tree lives. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a beautiful bowing willow. And so if you think about the letter C, I'm going to come right here, starting at the middle of the canvas, down about 4 fingers, just so it doesn't get away from me, and make an interesting bowing shape. Once I have that, I'm going to sketch in my blowing willow form. And it's just a light sketch. It's just so I know where to put my Q-tips so that it has shape and is whimsical. I love to think about things when they're whimsical, and so that really helps me. Now we get to start with the Q-tips, which is the most fun part. So I'm going to grab a bigger bunch of my Q-tips. You have small bunches and big bunches, but the back of the tree is fairly big. And I'm going to come and I'm going to just dab them into my dark red paint. This is a dark red. So sometimes things can be red but be different kind of colors. So this one is dark red. I like to do a dark red on my rainbow because I think it helps it be really bright and cheerful. So I'm just dabbing this down. Oh, let's make some uneven shapes. Trees have little branches. They have personality, don't they? And you want to make sure that when you're painting your tree, you think about trees with personalities. If you want to get some detail, you can dab even on the edge here a little bit, right? Sometimes there's a bit of little furs and things that come up. I can come with my finger and tap those down. These particular Q-tips don't give me as much hair, little furry bits, but you know, it's all workable. It's all part of the art. All right, when I have about 2.5 inches of that, I'm going to flip this bunch of Q-tips over and come get my lighter red. And I'm going to just dab a little bit. See how this red against this darker red feels very like bright orangey red? The contrast of these two really, I think, helps this tree look very special. Right? And let's come down, maybe make a little blowing branch, right? A little bit blowing down. I like that. And I've got a nice result there. I'm going to put these to the side. I'm going to get another little bunch of Q-tips. I'm going to arrange them so that they're in a cluster that I like. Oh, that's a good cluster that I like right there. So I'll pinch those in. This is my orange. I'm going to dab those up and down into my orange. Oh, that's really pretty, right? Here's a little tip. Sometimes if you want to make sure that you have some bright color, before you go back and do the blend into the color that you've got put down, make sure you put out some very bright color. And that will really help your rainbow pop. See, I'm just putting in some very bright colors. Oh, let's wander a little bit of this up, like you do. I might even come back and add a little orange down this wandering tree branch. And then come back into this a little bit here and there. Look at that nice blend that we have going. That's pretty great. All right, I'm going to get a smaller bunch now that I have. This is just 4. And I'm going to come and get some yellow. I'm going to make a point of doing some yellow here before I blend into the orange because I want some really bright yellow. And then maybe this yellow also comes down. Just a little bit. Just a little. See, I haven't quite blended it in yet. And the reason being is when I do blend it in, it's going to stop being just bright yellow and start having some orange. See that? How it blends right on the canvas. Get some yellow. This is super fun, super easy. So now we're really working our rainbow. Red, orange, yellow. Very cool. Another little trick you can do is get a little bit of your white and add it to your yellow. And that'll help some of it be bright. All right, I like that. That's looking really, really good. Put that to the side. Get another little small bunch of Q-tips. This time I've got 3. And I'm going to come up and do an interesting thing. This green is really dark, and I want it to be bright. So I'm going to actually mix my green and yellow together a bit to make a bright green, because I want this to feel very bright and rainbowish. And I might even take some green back there. In this case, because I want the brighter green, I can let them blend a little bit. Oh, let's wander a little strange branch up here, because we want to. Can curve it here and there. Oh, I'll get some of my darker green right there. Doesn't that all look really nice together? Flip this over. Let's get some blue. I might put out a little more white paint because it'll help my blue pop. Just the blue I have, right? If your blue is really dark, it can help it be very bright. I'm getting a little paint on my hands, but they clean up real easy, so I'm not worried about it. And I'm going to just dab this wonderful, bright, exciting blue. Right? Coming on out. Isn't that fun? Maybe up into the blue here. Look at that. That's a rainbow tree. Now I'm going to get 2 Q-tips. And I'm going to get my purple. Maybe add some white to it so you can really see the purple. And I'm going to blend out a little wandering bit of this tree with the purple. Take that purple up the back here and take out a little blowing branch. And that's just so pretty. All right. Oh, done with that. That's all I need to do. Q-tips down. Time to paint in our tree and hill. This is going to be really fun. Get your round brush. This is a number 4 round with a very nice point. This is synthetic fibers, filaments, and they're very stiff, so that will really help me get a nice line. I've taken off all the extra water because I wouldn't want this to be soaking, and I'm going to just load this up on my brush. I'm going to come right here, very lightly, just follow the line that I had sketched in. Okay, let's make this tree a little bit interesting. Trees are thicker at the base, so let's thicken the base up. And I'm going to just give it an interesting little root going off that way. It should have an interesting little root, shouldn't it? And then let's curve it back here. Nice thick trunk. So what we're doing is we're building a tree that would hold up all these colorful little branches. When I press harder on the brush, it thickens the line. And when I press lighter, it makes it thinner. So that's what I'm paying attention to. And I'm going to just brush in this black paint. I'm letting this dry up here because when I do these twiggly little bits, I want my black to really pop. And if this isn't dry, then it's going to get all muddy. So make sure that it's dry up there. If you need to dry it with a hair dryer, go ahead. I'm going to wander down following my hill. That's a nice hill line. I'm going to come up here and pay attention to this wandering hill. Oh, I could just imagine reading a book here or playing here or leaning against this tree. Anything I wanted. This is just a nice way to be creative, right? Just notice I'm just getting this paint and putting it on my brush. I'm just brushing it out. You can do this with any colors that you have. And remember, no two trees look alike. So realize that your tree should be a unique and special tree. It shouldn't look exactly like mine. It should look something like mine. You know, we're human beings, not copy machines. And so be very easy with yourself about your tree. I'm going to thicken the trunk up just a little bit up here. But I still want it to get very tapered because all the lines going out into that tree are going to be quite fine, delicate little lines. I'm just giving them a nice basis to work from. All right. Now, if your brush is getting glopped up, one thing you can do is roll it out. That's called offloading. Come back and get a little more paint right at the tip. Let's make some grass. And I like to actually say the word grass, 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 grass. But I also like to start my brush stroke firmly planted to the canvas and then just flick up and lighten it as I come out. And that lets it be very delicate. See how I can make this very delicate by pressing very lightly? Imagine it's like little butterfly wings or something. And I don't make even little brush strokes like this, do I? Come up, some of them are longer, some of them are shorter, some of them bend to the right, some of them bend to the left. You know, be creative. Let your grass grow different directions. I'm going to come here and make a little clump of interesting grass. Right there. Oh, that's a clump of interesting grass that's grown right here. Light pressure, lots of different curve to my line. Come down here. Let's curve some grass blowing up because the wind is rustling through this hill. Blowing this tree, right? This magical tree. Oh, love and peace tree. Right there. All right. When you're happy with your grass, go ahead and make sure that's dry before you try to put in your delicate branches. I'm going to do that right now too. So let's put in our delicate little branches. I'm going to come over to my paint. I'm going to make sure that my brush isn't all globbed up. Get just the tip in there. And I'm going to take this branch all the way out, wandering to the end. I'm going to come out here, and as I'm coming out, I'm going to lighten my pressure. And see how that makes it delicate? That's what I'm doing. All right, get a little more. I'm going to come right here. Oh, I want to make a delicate little branch coming on here. My trick to this is light hand pressure. Okay, that's all you've got to do is keep your pressure light. All right, let's make some more of this. I might need to come along here. I want to make sure that my branches are coming off of a thicker joint. So this has to be thicker than the branch wandering off from it. There we go. That's light and delicate. Oh, I'm going to wander over here. I like to make these long and delicate. You can practice on a scratch piece of paper if you're not feeling confident about how it might work out for you. And also, if you let it dry, you can just come back and Q-tip any mistakes that you made right over any black branches that you don't like. Just coming up here, just making sure I like everything. Wander out here. We need some more branches down low holding up all these delightful and exciting branches. I don't want to take my joint right off there. I'm going to come up a little bit above. I'm going to wander this down. Oh. Just a little bit of tree magic happening. A little bit. And maybe a little one comes down here. You just do this till you feel really happy with what you have. And once you have it exactly how you like it, then you get to sign it. Now I do like to use a really small brush to sign. So let's pick up our little detail brush, put our signatures on there together. Remember, your signature is part of the artwork. So just think about it a little bit and try to make it seem like it belongs in the painting, not just sitting on top of it. All right. I'm really satisfied with that. I hope you're pretty surprised and thrilled, and you'll check out some of the more fun Q-tip paintings that you can do. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and I want to see you at the easel really soon. Bye-bye!